What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with another update with Pork Chop. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I wasn't expecting it to be this long. It turns out I worked a full shift at the wholesaler today. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to go home at noon and go home and eat and take a nap, maybe record a Cowboys video or a Huskies video. Didn't happen today. I got an hour for lunch, but by the time it took me to get there and back, it was actually like a 30-minute lunch break. Went home and let the dogs out, ate, and pretty much after I ate, it was time to leave already. So I have had no time to do anything that I wanted to do today, and that includes napping with my cat. Man, you gotta nap with the cat. Keywords: nap with cat is okay. There you go. Right at the beginning, 55 seconds in, you already got your keywords. There you go. And so I worked pretty much my usual routine before this whole COVID-19 bullshit. Worked 7 to 5, and then 6 to 9, and it is 9:03 tonight. Oh my God! I just turned left on a red light. That's how tired I am, y'all. I just said yeet right across that red light. It turned green like literally the second that I started turning, but it was just, I could predict the future that light is going to turn green. Just like I can predict any score of any sports game before it starts. 0-0. There you go. I'm a wizard. I can predict scores right before the game starts. It's always 0-0. There you go. More you know. And so, I guess I could talk about what I was going to do today. I was going to, like I said, record a Huskies or a Cowboys video. Obviously that's not what happened. And then I was last night I was going to play Friday the 13th with Chris, but I got home so late, like I said, that I just told him, sorry, man, I can't do it. And he was like, sad day, because I pretty much told him that I'm not going to be able to play till about Friday night or Saturday night. And he's like, oh, man, that sucks. And I was like, I'm sorry, man. I can't. I wish I could. But, and then tomorrow I get to go out of town, so I don't know if I'm working a full day again tomorrow, or if the second I get back into town I can leave, because it's a 4-hour trek, 2 hours there and 2 hours back, what I have to deliver tomorrow. And last week when I did that, when I delivered 2 hours there, 2 hours back, and I came back, they're like, okay, you can go home for the day. So hopefully, I can get a little bit of time to do what I wanted to do tonight. Maybe I can do it tomorrow. And then that means I've had no chance at all to write parts of the retrospective for Nightmare on Elm Street that I'm making. But I am still listening to the Halloweenies podcast. I just started again. This is my second go around. Started again on Freddy's Dead. So I've cycled through all the movies leading up to Freddy's Dead, and so what I'll probably do again is I'll probably go back and re-listen to the part 1 again, just to maybe write down some notes and maybe give a mention to the Halloweenies, with whatever things that I use, because you gotta. If there's one thing I learned in college, two things I learned in college: cite your sources is one, and then 2, see one and cover your own ass, because there have been a few papers that I've written, and they had this magical thing back when I was doing English class papers. They would put your paper into like a generator, and it would give you like a percentage, and it would tell you like all the things that might be plagiarized. So if you don't put your quotations in the right place, or cite the right source on your table of contents, pretty much, it was pretty much like a you're plagiarizing this, and it gives you a percentage. Like one time, a rough draft that I submitted, I went ahead and did it, and it was like 13% of your paper is plagiarized, and I was like, well, yeah, that needs to be 0. So what did I do? So I went back, and of course I didn't put the quotations in the right place, and I didn't state that it was quoted. I pretty much just said it verbatim, the quote that I used, without using the quotations, and it got all pissed off at me. It was like, you need to fix this, otherwise it's 13% plagiarism and your teacher's not gonna like, pretty much was like. So I went back and fixed it, and I still think I got like a C on the paper, but you know what, at least it wasn't plagiarized. So anyway, the more you know, once again. And so I'm gonna go home and pretty much just eat and go to bed, and that makes me sad, because I'm glad that I am able to work these full shifts, but I'm also sad because I'm getting like no free time like I thought I was gonna get during this whole COVID-19. The second that I start being productive in my spare time, I start doing stuff. I start, writing, and I start doing things around the house, and I start editing videos and all that crap. That's when, my jobs are like, oh, gee, you know what? You're doing all these in your spare time? Guess what? You're going to work full shifts, and you're not going to have any time to do any of the things that you want to do in your spare time. I'm like, naturally, that's how it works, right? So, anyway. No, I'm not salty about it at all. And then plus tonight was a little stressful tonight. I got to Pizza Planet, and it was already just chaos. I walked into a freaking tornado. It was already chaos when I got there, and then it was like to the point where I accidentally assigned myself to a delivery that I wasn't supposed to take in the first place. I felt so bad because when I was taking my other deliveries, I realized that I didn't get their salad. Like when it assigns you, you get the ticket, and it tells you like, oh, this is the address, and this is what they owe you, and this is what they ordered, and everything. It was just a salad. But I was like, okay, I guess I can go back and do this or fix it. And then I tried to call Pizza Planet, and it kept trying to give me the GM's number, which I have her number saved. Back when I was an assistant manager, I had to give her a call a couple times. But I was like, call Pizza Planet. It was like, did you mean that you wanted to call? And then the GM, and I'm like, no, I don't want to call the GM. I want to freaking call the store and tell them that I accidentally signed myself to a delivery. But anyway, by the time I got back and I was ready to go for my next go round, it had already been an hour and 45 minutes, and so the lady called and canceled, and I felt so bad that she didn't get her food, and I felt so bad. I tried to make it right because I was going to take the delivery, and I was going to give her a couple of $2 coupons. That's $4 off her next purchase. That's half off of a salad, pretty much. But no dice. She called and canceled right when I was leaving out the door to go on my next runs. She called and canceled. I felt so bad. Oh man, that bothers me a little bit. I'll get over it, but it just bothers me that I did that. And then 2 deliveries said, please leave the food at on my front porch. And so I'm like, okay. So I was prepping and everything, to leave the food. And as I'm leaving the food, they come out. So the first one, she comes out, and I was like, oh, I was just about to leave your food on the doorstep like you asked me to. And she's like, oh, it's okay. And then she grabs the food, and I was like, well, since I have you here, do you still want to sign your receipt, because it's a credit card? And she's like, yeah, sure. So she signs it, and she's like, okay, thank you. And then she drops the buffalo fries, which if y'all don't know what the buffalo fries are, I'm going to tell you. They're these potato discs that are dipped in buffalo sauce, and they're really freaking good. Like, they're already, cooked in, but it's really freaking good. Especially when you get it Supreme, and the Supreme is mozzarella cheese and cheddar cheese, onions, black olives, and bacon bits. So it's good. It's a good time. And anyway, she drops it, and then the second one I get there, I'm literally just about to put the food on the bench in his front yard, and he comes out and he's like, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm like, you told me to leave the food on your porch, and yet here you are. And then the last delivery on that run, I shit you not, this is how it happened. I knock on the door, and she opens the door, and she pokes her head out. And then I was like, hi, how are you? She's like, good. And then she just stared at me for 30 seconds. And I was like, not 30 seconds, probably like 5 seconds. I'm like, am I in the right place? She's like, yeah. And I start trying to hand her the food, and she kind of backs away, and I'm like, okay. And then she had this little fold-out chair in the front yard, and I was like, I'll just leave it here. Is that cool? You want me to leave it here on the chair? And she's like, yeah, and if you can go to the end of the sidewalk, I'll just leave the money in the chair, grab the food, and then go in the house. And I'm like, okay. And then she's and just started laughing. And so I leave the food, and I go to the end of the sidewalk, and she grabs the food, throws the money down, and she's like, oh, there's money in there for a tip. It was $1. But I was like, okay, thank you, have a good night. She's like, thank you. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So the two people that didn't want their food handed to them wrote, leave it on the porch, and they were there to get their food. And then the third person didn't mention anything about me leaving the food on the front porch, and she, acts like that if she even like touches me that she's gonna die all of a sudden, like I'm like Medusa or something like that, like just stare at me and then you turn to stone. Not how that works, lady. But anyway, okay, so question number 1, should I have been offended at the lady? I wasn't, but should I have been offended at the lady that was like freaking out, or should I just take it as just her just taking the proper precautions to the disease? Question number 2, are Priuses cool? Would you be caught driving a Prius, or you wouldn't be caught dead driving a Prius? I asked that because my wife drives one, and I'm looking right at it. That's why I said question number 2 is a Prius. And then question number 3, let's make it something that's, relevant. Let's see. What's your favorite chocolate bar? Mine right now, is, I don't even know. There's a lot of good chocolate bars out there these days. I tried a whatchamacallit for the first time a few weeks ago, and that's good. So right now I'm going to say whatchamacallit. That's really good. So there you go. All right, guys. So I gave you the keywords. I gave you the 3 questions. Please participate. I greatly appreciate it. And it lets me know that you guys are doing okay during this whole pandemic thing, and everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to. And hopefully we're at a turning point, but we'll wait and see. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. And always remember, my little piglets, call them Pork Chop. Loves y'all the most. So y'all take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.